Do you want to grow a big wide back? Follow this workout and I'll show you how to do it. All right, guys, so when this picture here was taken, I was doing this exact same workout for 12 weeks. All that changed week to week was the amount of weight I was using or the reps I was doing. This workout is all about keeping the intensity up. You're going to work everything from your lower back, your mid back, your lats, your traps, all up to your neck. Everything's going to get worked top to bottom. All right, let's stop all that yapping, get right into the workout. So I'm leading the workout off with a superset of straight arm push downs and then walking over and doing a set of single arm pull downs, both arms. This is my warm up set, so all I'm doing here is picking a lighter weight that's going to allow me to fill out the movement and find out what weight I need to be using on my next two sets. So as soon as I finish the straight arm push downs, I have my bench set up right behind me to go right into my single arm pull downs. So on these, all I'm trying to do is tilt my body slightly to the way that I'm working and focus on driving that elbow toward my hip pocket. That's how you create good back contractions right there. On this single arm pull down, and honestly all back movements in general, I always want to think about lowering the weight down with my lats and keeping those things engaged the whole time. So after a couple of warm-up sets of both those exercises, we're ready for the bread and butter of this whole sequence. We're going to do a top set of this push down, followed immediately by a drop set. So on that top set, I'm just trying to find a weight that's really challenging for 10 to 12 reps. And on the drop set, I'm dropping that weight by about 20% and hitting another 10 to 12 reps. Right after that drop set, I'm rolling immediately into my top set of my single arm pull down. No drop set after this one. I just want you to find a good weight that's hard for 8 to 10 reps. Focus on driving that elbow toward your hip pocket and squeezing that lat, trying to milk everything you can out of it with good weight. Next, we're moving into single arm dumbbell row. This is going to be your mass builder or your big back builder, whatever you want to think of it as. This is the one you're going to pick and try to go heavier every week or do more reps with that same weight you did the previous week. After this warm-up set here, I'm going to go right into my 90-pound dumbbell. I'm trying to rip this weight for 8 reps. And if I do, I got to either do more reps next week or go up in weight for 8. Now on this back off set, I'm reducing that weight by about 30% and really focusing on just trying to drive that elbow back and squeeze my lat as hard as I can. Really try to follow that dumbbell path that you see me doing in this rep. My dumbbell starting at my chest and then it's going to travel back toward my hip. I'm driving my elbow toward my hip every time. And on back off sets, we always want to match whatever we did on the top set as far as reps. So I got another 8 here. Now we're going to shift the focus to our upper and mid back with some T-bar row. Same setup as the last exercise where I'm just doing a good warm-up or two to get this movement pattern down and figure out which weight I'm going to be using for the day for my top set. The only form change here is now my elbows flare out and up a little higher to work that mid back. All right, the top set here is the same as that dumbbell row. I'm trying to pick a heavy weight and crank it out for 8 reps. If I hit it, that means I got to do either 9 or 10 with it next week or add more weight and hit another 8 reps the following week. Right into the back off set, I'm going to cut that weight down and really focus on like the dumbbell row back off set, just trying to drive those elbows back and squeeze the piss out of my traps, mid back, lats, all of it. Just really focus on squeezing, letting that weight down slow, super strict reps every time on back off sets. This is how you get back growth right here. Next, we're going to do a superset for our upper back / upper lats, whatever you want to think of it as. This is an area I've really been trying to hammer, so I dedicate a little more time of my workouts to this. So all I'm doing here is locking myself into a machine row, putting my palms facing down, and really trying to arch my lower back and drive my elbows as I pull and squeeze everything from my rear delts to my mid back to my traps, everything in between. Then I'm gonna walk over to a pull-up machine and really let myself hang there. Let my lats really unfurl and stretch out. Let all that blood get into my lats. Really trying to let everything release that I just tensed up for my back day. So this, I think, is essential if you're really trying to get some upper lat growth. Just a simple 3 sets of 10 to 15 on the row and then hanging for about 15 to 20 seconds. Finally, we're going to finish this back day off with some lower back and trap training because you can't have a thick back without either one of those. So I got a 55-pound barbell here. All I'm doing is just coming as close to the ground as I can get with that weight and then using my lower back to raise myself back up. So you can see the range of motion isn't big, but you don't need a big range of motion on this, trust me. After that, I'm dropping the weight and walking over to some dumbbells I set on the ground to do some traps. What we're doing here is I'm really focusing on driving my shoulders toward my ears, squeeze them for about 1 to 2 seconds, and then coming down. We're not going to do these machine gun style reps you see people doing where they're just jerking their shoulders up and down like a chicken. We're going to really squeeze those traps every rep and get the most out of them. Just doing sets of 8 here. All right, that's all she wrote. Let's check the post-workout pump damage, see how it's looking. So that was literally 8 sets, but all 8 of those sets, the intensity was pretty high, even on my back-off sets. You want to make sure you're squeezing those reps, controlling every single one, and on your top sets, you're really trying to push that weight. And again, to emphasize, every week we want to try to go up in weight or up in reps. So for instance, if I hit that dumbbell row for 8 reps at 90, then next week I need to try to do at least 9 reps with that same weight. Every week I'm trying to progress on that weight or on the reps. I wrote the whole workout out for you guys here. If you want to screenshot it for your next back day, I appreciate you guys following the workout. And if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel, like it for the algorithm. And if you have any questions about the workout or just anything in general, drop a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.